Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to our Tuesday Artist Chat live stream. We've had some technical difficulties today. We were hoping to chat with the one and only extraordinary human being, Laura Brown. Hello again. Thanks for folks who are coming back after our little false start before. It's so good to see you joining us. So, as I was saying, we've had some technical difficulties. I'm not sure that Laura will be able to join us today after all, but you know what? That's okay. We will reschedule Laura's visit. We'll figure everything else out and we'll have her back on another. Even my phone's getting cranky with me now. Okay, so Laura Brown will be here in the chat so we can ask questions. We can talk that way, but we will have Laura back on another day to have a live stream, and we hope you can join us again there too. So watch this space for that. In the meantime, okay, what should we talk about, folks? Right? I'm wondering if folks would like to join for some surprise kind of show and tell moments, just have a rapid fire kind of like 2-minute visit with different kinds of folks who are interested in joining us in a live stream, or perhaps today, you know, seeing as it's the start, well, for us, it's the start of a new year in the community. This is our first live stream back. Maybe we can do a kind of living room hall kind of thing where if anyone has any questions about what's coming up for us or any, I don't know, thoughts about that whole thing, please, you know, let us know. You can ask your questions, ask me anything, really. The live stream Instagram AMA, I suppose. What do you think? What do you think out there? Everyone out there, what do you think? Let me know. And if you're just joining the live stream now, hoping to see Laura by LB, we're having some technical difficulties and Laura wasn't able to join us today. We will be having her back as a guest another time, so do not worry about that. Of course, we could just call it a day, have a cup of coffee, and just, you know, go make some art. I don't know. What do you think? Does anyone have any questions for me, for the living room? Is there anyone out there who would like to join and maybe chat about an exciting project that you're working on for a couple of minutes? Yeah? I don't know. I've been thinking about doing something like that for quite a while now, having like a mini show and tell, where maybe folks come on for 2 or 3 minutes at a time. We can connect, say hi, they can show something that they're working on, and then we can move on to someone else in the community. What do you think about that? Let me know. Let's see. Wow, so many lovely people joining. Again, if you are joining to see Laura Brown, we've been having some technical difficulties and Laura can't join us today. She's here. Laura's out there. Laura's watching and being a part of this, but we're just having trouble getting her online. And that definitely has been one of the interesting challenges of transferring all the stuff we used to do in the actual studio space into the virtual space. It's very, you know, it's not, it's technology. It's not only that technology can be difficult, it's troublesome sometimes, quirky and cranky at the best of times, depending on the access you have, what kind of technology you have at hand. Not everything's compatible. Some things, it's just difficult. I think it's highlighted a huge inequity out there in the world for those who have and those who have not. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we have a show and tell here. So shall we just dive into this, folks? How do we feel about a little show and tell? Nybird has offered to show the 4 chords that they learned on the ukulele. I'm down with that, if other folks are down with that. How do we feel about that? A little show and tell today in our Tuesday Instagram live stream. And I see Laura's out there watching, so welcome back, Laura. I'm so sorry that things didn't work out for today, but by LB, we will have you back. You will be here on another day to be a guest for sure. We're going to figure that out. So now, yeah, why not? So, Nye, if you're up to it, let's, yes, oh, and yes to the show and tell from by LB. We have Laura's blessing on that. So, Nye, yeah, why don't you send me a request and let's have you on. Oh, this is exciting. Flying by the seat of our pants, folks. Just doing this. Just trying this out. See, sometimes, you know, when things happen, You can transform them into other kinds of things. You never know what might lead to a certain kind of breakthrough. And actually, this is very much in the spirit of Laura, because so much of Laura's work is about making do with what we have around us and finding ways to create extraordinary things. We may not all have like fine arts materials. We may not have the money or access to the stores to give us all the fancy things we see everywhere. So we can make do with what we have. We can create with what we have around us. We can use our own curiosity to learn about how we can give back and how we can try new things. So Nai, that's a very good question. How can you ask to join? Let's see. So if you, let's see, there should be an option for you to click on. No, don't want to do that. So now I'm clicking on my phone. The only risk is here that perhaps I will eliminate the whole live stream one more time. Isn't this exciting, folks? Watching me learn as we go. Let's see. Let's see. And folks, if you have an easier way to explain, there we go, how to send a request, which was just sent, share it with the community so other folks can, ask to join as well. So here we go. We are going to do our very first ever show and tell Instagram live stream and invite Nai on to be our guest. All right, Nai, here we go. We're waiting for Nai Bird right now. Folks, are you ready for this adventure? Why not, huh? This is very exciting. Nai! Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, wow.
I just started school.
How's that going? How's school going?
So far I've had like one class and it was just intro stuff. So easy so far, but isn't that always the way?
Well, it's so good to see your face. I haven't seen you in such a long time. Oh, wow. That's nice. Okay. Would you like to share?
I forget what the chords are called, but it's a Monsters and Men song, so you gotta.
This is awesome, by the way. I am loving this.
Okay. And then this one. And then this is the hard one. I think this is like G or something.
Okay.
So in theory, we're just gonna Can you just repeat that 4 times? And that's the chorus of the song I'm learning.
That's amazing. Okay. How did it, can I ask how it felt to sort of spontaneously jump on here and share that with folks?
When I was in college, I remember like there was a prof who was like kept asking for volunteers and no one volunteers. And he's like, I know you're scared. That's not the problem. The point of courage is to do something even though you're scared. So just jump on. And he's like, and if you don't, you're all cowards. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be a coward. So I figured I'd jump on and break the ice.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. Someone in the chat is saying, Was ist dies? And I'm not sure if they're German or if they're just asking with a specific accent in their mind. What is this? We're figuring it out as we go along, Joel. That's what this is. Normally we interview one artist at a time. Today, because of some technical difficulties, we decided to meet as many people as possible and maybe share some creative stuff with people little bits at a time. Nai was the first person to jump on and share some of their amazing ukulele skills. Now, if I'm not mistaken, folks might recognize that ukulele. That is one of the living room's ukuleles that you are fostering for us while this space is closed, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Everything.
It's great to see you playing. Thanks for being our first guest. Anything you'd like to say now that you have the stage? Anything you'd like to share or shout out to people?
Trans rights.
Indeed. Yes, please. Oh, all the love. Okay. All right. What should we see if someone else wants to join?
Yeah, I
Folks,
don't know.
oh, you don't know how to leave? Would you like to leave? You can press the,
Oh, I didn't want to take up too much time if you're gonna open to other artists.
well, other people can ask to join as this is happening. So if there's someone else out there who'd like to join and sort of, take over for Nye, just send in a request and let's do this. We'll have mini chats. Otherwise, well, what else are you creating? What else do you want to share? Or do you want to just keep strumming away on the uke?
What else do I want to share? If you have ADHD and you take medication, it helps you do stuff that you want to do, but like, well, that's amazing. Fun fact, if you're properly diagnosed and you do the things you want to do
Yeah.
with meds, amazing. Revolutionary. Someone should write this down.
Everything that helps, right? Like one piece at a time. And that can be a huge thing.
Yeah, I finished, I like started like a year ago, my mom's glove.
Yeah.
Or I finished one glove and then I'm on the second. But I'm crocheting her gloves and it's like almost done because I like took my meds and have the effort to do it properly.
Oh, I don't know congratulations. That's a beautiful thing, right? It's that kind of, to me, that's an act of radical self-love to hang in and like follow that through and trust enough and like find the right supports for yourself and then trust enough in those sports to take on board what they're offering. That's an incredible thing. Speaking from my own experience, that can be a scary thing too, because we're not always sure what waits on the other side. But gosh, okay. I'm so glad to see your face. I'm so glad that you're doing well. I'm so glad that you're back, like your school's starting again. First class was well. That's awesome. I'm thrilled that you stepped in here to help out and that you played the ukulele. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, how about this? I'll say goodbye to you for now, but who knows? If you're hanging around in a little bit, you might be back. This could be this could be the Nybird and Mary Cronert show today. We'll see what
Oh
happens.
God. All right.
Okay, so I'll say goodbye, Nye. Thanks for your show and tell. Bye. There we go. Okay, so that's basically how it works for today, folks. If you are out there and you have something you'd like to share, maybe it's some more chords on a uke, maybe you have a painting or a journal page you want to show up, maybe you have a poem that you'd like to read, send us a request and let's share it. And I have to say, like Laura, if you were tuning in looking for Laura Brown and by LB, we were having some technical difficulties. So we weren't able to have Laura on as our guest for today. But what's happening now is completely in the spirit of Laura. And it's no surprise that this is how things have unfolded today in some way, that we've stumbled upon something that's kind of cool that I've wanted to try for a long time, but have maybe been a little afraid to try. So if anyone else is out there, Laura's asking, Laura would love to know what Anthony is up to. So Anthony, if you're watching, I'm not sure if Anthony can take part because technically he's supposed to be working today. So, but Anthony is, a lot of times he's our creative support here, tech support, he's my partner, and a large part of the Living Room project as well. And you know what, this year I am encouraging Anthony to get creative and contribute a little bit more. So look out for some creative things coming from him in the next few weeks as well. But let's see, if anyone's out there, what would you like to share? You don't have to come on in a live thing too. You can just talk to me about it in the comments if you like. I know there's a whole bunch of fabulous artists watching. If you'd like to share anything that you're working on, let's do it. Let's see. And if there's some new viewers out there watching, welcome. Normally every Tuesday, this is a place where we chat with another artist or maker from the community, learn about what they do, who they are, why they do what they do, and how that creative process perhaps has been supporting them or helping them through this difficult time. It's really interesting to think that we are in, the 10th month of this pandemic? That's a strange thing. And Nye's encouraging everyone. Nye says, be brave, bite the bullet, have fun. So if you're out there and you're wondering, should I try it? why not? Say hi, send out a request, join me in the live stream, share something that you're working on with me. I always love learning about that. Yeah, 10 months into this odd pandemic, at least for folks who, experiencing the impact and closing down in North America. Odd times, odd, intense times. And people have been coping in all sorts of ways. And in the creative community, it's always fascinating to see how people use their creative process to help them move forward, to take care of themselves, to connect with other people when we can't connect in the ways we were used to connecting before, right? That's all that is. And we're really lucky, since moving our programming online, we've been able to connect with a lot of folks that live beyond Durham region. So we're connecting with folks who live in other countries. We're connecting with folks who run other virtual art hives out there as well, and learning about what their communities are like and beginning to make connections between these creative communities. It's a really awesome thing. So Nye jumping in there and sharing some ukulele has given me an idea. I think that we will definitely have another day where we do this. We will schedule a show and tell where people can kind of jump on in like 3 or 4 minute bites to share what they're working on. We'll give time so people can prepare, maybe get used to the idea of being online. I know that sometimes some folks send out little requests to join while we're like interviewing other folks, and I'm not always able to invite you onto the live stream because it focuses on someone else. Oh, that's up. Well, that's nice. So we're having, so Ellen Maria Tori saying, I know I'm teed up for later in the month, but I started a little doodle in preparation to listen to this chat that I could share. Yes, please. Come on, send me a request. See, Laura, this is because of you, Laura. This is so great. Thank you, by LB. Sometimes technical difficulties, maybe they lead to something interesting. So send me a request. There we go. So let's go live with Ellen Maria Tori. So let's see here. Excellent. This is so exciting. Just flying by the seat of our pants. Oh, nice. Hey!
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. It's nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you too. I know we've connected in other ways, haven't we, over time?
Yeah. I just sort of happened upon the living room by accident in my scrollings, and I really loved watching these little things, and so yeah, it's nice to connect with you for real.
It's very nice. Okay, this is so exciting. What do you have? What would you like to share?
Okay, so in keeping with the spirit of doing art on found items, this is my little doodle today. It's a little blurry. I don't know if I can, there.
Oh, I can see it.
It's just on the back of some manuscript paper, some recycled manuscript paper. So yeah, you don't even need new paper to do art. You can just put it on whatever you want.
This is lovely. Oh,
thank you.
Okay. Can you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and like what kind of your creative process and what you like to do?
Sure. Well, I'm a musician primarily. Actually, right now I'm supposed to be working on a medieval music transcription, which I can also show you. This is supposed to be working on at the moment. But I like to do art just for myself, and especially mandalas, because I find them really meditative, and they're fun because they don't have to be anything, and the repetitive motion is soothing, and it's not about the final product at all. It's just about the process, which I think is pretty beautiful. So
important. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We are going to be chatting again in the next few weeks. Yes. Excellent.
Yes. If that, yeah, I would love to do that.
So this is another little like teaser for the community. So this is lovely. Oh. So
what? Get off, somebody else go, but
okay.
I just show my little doodle and say hi officially.
Hello. It's so great to you. And it's awesome. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in.
Of course. Okay. Bye.
Okay. This is really cool. How many more people want to jump in and share stuff that they're working on? This is so very cool. A total happy accident. We weren't able to have Laura Brown on as a guest because of technical difficulties, but look what's happening instead. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Yes, if folks want to jump on, send me a request and share what you're working on. That was Ellen, who we will be meeting and connecting with a little bit more. And I think we'll be chatting with her, interviewing her on the 26th. We'll be chatting with Ellen on the 26th. So tune back in for a full interview to learn what they're working on. And you got a little taste there, a little bit of music, a little bit of doodling. There's so many interesting things there. And shout out for the doodling. Doodling counts. If there's anyone out there who dismisses their doodles, no, they count. That's often a conversation we end up having through the living room about what makes an artist an artist. Who are artists? Who are they allowed to be? Who should they be? If you play an instrument, are you still an artist? If you're an actor or a writer, are you still an artist? Of course. If you enjoy gardening, if you enjoy making a meal or baking a loaf of bread, are you an artist? I think creativity is in so many different things in our life. It's in every aspect of our life. So don't diminish it. I'm not the boss of you, but please don't diminish it within yourself. I'll ask you to do it and I will try to do the same, because it's difficult. I can't always practice what I preach. That is the truth. It's hard. It is hard. But hey, is anyone else out there who might like to join? Send me a request, and if possible, let's just keep the little show and tell going. And I will definitely schedule a day in the future where we just have a show and tell, and people can jump on to share what they're working on, or to talk a little bit about their creative process and how how it helps them move forward to take care of themselves and cope with this interesting world we're living in these days. So who else is out there who'd like to join? Send me a request and I'd be happy to have you on. Also, in the meantime, if anyone has any questions for me about the Living Room project, about what we're working on, we're moving towards, feel free to ask. This is our first week back after a holiday break, so we've got some interesting plans coming up. I can't talk about everything right now, but there's definitely some exciting stuff in the works. Oh, let's see. So this is a poem that I'm going to share on behalf of Laura through ByLB. Laura's Instagram channel. So it's from July 23rd, 1995. Let's see. Sitting here, I get a feeling of solitude, a whole new perspective. Rings chase each other across the water, running into stones and retreating to who knows where. That's a lovely poem. Thank you so much for sharing. That's lovely, Laura. Does anyone else have things they'd like to share? Do I have something I'd like to share? Maybe. We just finished a series of videos for Durham College. That was lovely, Laura. Thank you. Leave a little bit more room for thought around that. It's beautiful. If anyone else has any other poems they'd like to share, I'm happy to read them out for you if you like. We did some videos for Durham College. Yes, thank you for the hearts. Send it out, all the hearts to Laura there. I can show you what I've been working on. So sometimes we get asked to do videos. These ones for Durham College, for students, their Durham College Students Inc. Center outreach services. And inevitably, I get inspired by what I'm working on for them and just get making. And what I've been really enjoying making lately are these little packets of permission to self cards. So if you're a student at Durham College, you may have seen these videos. If you support the Living Room on Patreon, you will probably be seeing these videos in the next few days, because I'm going to be sharing them with you there as well. But basically, it's using, again, repurposing materials I've had on hand forever, things like cardboard rolls, scrap pieces of paper, to create little carriers for note cards. And each little card inside has a message, just a reminder, so that during a busy day for myself, I think sometimes, for speaking for myself, I'll notice the feelings of feeling resistance or anxiety or frustration or just feeling stuck. And I don't always know why those feelings are there. I may not recognize where they've come from, but generally that's a good sign to myself to take a break, take a moment, and just step back from whatever I'm doing to take care of myself in some way. But I can't always remember, and I don't know if there's anyone else out there who can relate to this. I can't always remember what works for me. I can't always remember the things I do to take care of myself. So these cards are, these permission to self cards are that. They're a shorthand, easy access kind of thing I can carry around with me to remind myself of things that I do that make myself, that help me feel good or help me feel better. So there's things that, you know, maybe not for everyone, but make sense for me, like jumping up and down. Take a few minutes to jump up and down. What else is there? Permission to cry. Permission to have a really good cry. I think this is something I was chatting with Laura about before. We were talking about, like, sometimes all you need is just a really good cry, just a moment to let it all out. And again, you don't always know why you're crying, and that's okay. So giving yourself little moments, little reminders about what helps, like even like having a snack, making a cup of tea, going for a walk, simple, something simple, so simple that you might not recognize in that moment when you're feeling whatever you're feeling, that that's something that you can do. Yeah, so I've been making a whole bunch of these little carrying cases for permission to self cards. I'm loving it. And if anyone else out there is interested, all you need to do is, you know, find a cardboard roll, flatten it out, decorate it. There you go. Instant card carrying case. That's what I've been working on, folks. What have you been working on? It's 2:45. We're going to hang out here for another 10, 15 minutes. But if anyone else would like to jump on to today's live stream to share some of the things that they've been working on, doesn't matter how big, how small, we'd love to see it. So far, we've had ukulele chords from Nye. We've had some mandala doodling from Ellen. And like, I'm, again, always interested to learn and see what people are working on. We don't always have the opportunity to see that, but today we do. So if you're watching or listening and you have something you'd like to share, you can send me a request to join the live stream, and we can take a few minutes to talk about it, to show it to other folks and introduce you to the community. And if that's a little too much for you, that's okay too. All right. Doesn't all have to happen at once. And as I was mentioned, I will make it, I think I'll make a special event where we can do this so that folks can prepare in advance if they'd like to work on something or to get something ready. And then you can join us there. All you need to do is send me a request. I'll invite you on, and we'll get to know one another a little bit, or reconnect if we haven't had a chance to connect in a long time. So anybody else out there who'd like to join, who'd like to share something that they're working on? Anybody? Anybody here? I'll have some coffee while I'm waiting. Anybody? Oh, well, if not today, that's okay. I am thrilled to be back live streaming after our break. Again, I continue to just feel such gratitude for everyone who's out there doing their best, doing what they can every day to get by, to take care of themselves, to stay connected, to stay engaged with a world that sometimes you just want to hide from. I get that, but it means a lot when you show up. It means a lot when you show up for yourself. Oh, Anthony Granny tuning in with the question, what's your favorite art, type or specific piece? That's a huge question, Anthony Granny. You want me to answer that right now? Let's see. My favorite art type. Should I start with art type? Hey, Lisa, there's some folks joining in. Welcome if you're just joining now. We would normally be having an interview with another creator from our fabulous community near and far, but today there were some technical difficulties, so we're going to be rescheduling Laura Brown's chat for another day. So instead today we're having a kind of impromptu show and tell where you can send in a request to join me in the live stream, and you can come on for a few minutes to share what you're working on, or you can put it in the chat. And you can also ask questions. So Anthony's just asked what my favorite piece, my favorite art is type or specific piece. That's such a huge question. Um, yeah, and it's one of those questions that when asked, everything just goes out of my mind. I think out of genres, music is perhaps the most powerful uh, art for me. I think I turn to music whenever I don't know what else to turn to. Music comforts me, music wakes me up, music keeps me going, motivates me. Uh, Music shakes up my brain when I need it to be shaken up, and it also helps soothe me and calm me down when I need to relax and kind of just zone out. I love all art, as folks know out there, but I think at least during the pandemic, music has played a huge role in my day-to-day life and just keeping me engaged. I love listening to live stream radios from other countries. That's something like I love my CBC. I'm a good Canadian, and that's like I do love it. But uh, I love tuning in to hear what other people are listening to in other places. I love learning about new music that I might not otherwise be exposed to if I was just listening to the music, like the radio stations in my own country. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of beautiful stuff happening out there. And music just kind of cuts through all of it somehow. Yeah. But of course, everything else, like I can't choose. I can't choose that, Anthony. Anthony, that's actually a horrible question. Horrible question. What's my favorite piece of art? I could have a whole could talk for hours about that. Okay, let's see. Well, Gracie Bean 1965 is asking, how am I? How am I? That's a good question too. There's only a few minutes left, but it's a good question to ask ourselves and to continue asking one another, I think. And we forget sometimes. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. How's that for an answer? I'm excited about everything coming up for the living room. I am excited about connecting. Oh, it's Shelley, not Lisa. It's Shelley there. There we go. Hello, Shelley. I'm excited about connecting with new artists and makers and reconnecting with folks that we haven't seen for a few weeks due to the holidays. I think also as we're talking New Year's kind of things, I think at the top of my list, I'm looking forward to taking care of myself. Yeah, prioritizing my self-care so that I can be there, I can show up for the things that I'm really excited about and passionate about. It may seem like a silly thing because we talk about that so much. I talk about that all the time through the living room, how important it is to take care of yourself. But it's one of those things that's easy to talk about, harder to do, harder to actually follow through on and be consistent about. And just having that compassion, the compassion to shake things up, to try new things, to recognize what's working, what's not working. They're understanding there'll be good days and there'll be not so good days. And that's okay. So I'm looking forward to practicing that more consistently with myself and being kind to myself, if that makes sense. Oh, that's lovely. And BioB, Laura saying, yes, like Laura agrees. Music is a huge part of Laura's life. So important and lifts my mood all the time, all the time. It's the one thing that does cut through if nothing else is working either. And Ellen was probably going to be interested in this as well. But that, music is just, universal language. Absolutely. Right. It just connects in a different way. And in my next life, I would love to be a musician. I like music now, but I would love to suddenly wake up one day and just have all the skills in the world to do whatever kind of music I would love to do. That's the lazy artist in me. I just want it to happen. I don't want to have to practice. And we're seeing, oh, excellent. And then pottery. Laura likes to collect weird pottery. That's interesting. We'll definitely have to make note of that to talk about next time when we have you back on for your artist chat. I want to know about the weird pottery and what is weird pottery. Is all pottery weird, or is it just the pottery that you collect? What makes pottery weird? That's the question I'm asking. And Gracie Bean saying clay is your go-to. Yeah, clay is, working with clay. There's something beautiful about working with the earth and the process it goes through. If I know not many of us have access to kilns these days, but again, that process of transforming, transformation by fire, quite literally for clay, something that it goes through that's quite extreme, that makes it stronger, that makes it more beautiful, that just everything about that I love. But I might be exploring paper clay. When I was talking with Laura earlier, I was thinking maybe tomorrow in our virtual art hive on Facebook, maybe I'll make up some paper clay. Seeing that I have a lot of recycling on hand and I'm not sure what to do with it, yeah, maybe I'll make some paper clay to play with during the art hive, but we'll see. Oh, so as this comes to a close, yes, okay, so Laura's helping. So what makes weird pottery? What makes pottery weird? Things that are not necessarily traditionally beautiful. That's, yep, I get that. Thanks for explaining. Thanks for clarifying. I totally get that. And I think that's in keeping with everything you are and how fabulous you are, Laura, and everything about the Art Hive movement as well. What is beautiful? It's something that each one of us has to answer, and it may shift from day to day. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so what an interesting afternoon. Thank you to Laura for trying to join us. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Laura, we will have you back. ByLB will return as a guest in a future live stream. Thank you to everyone who kind of hung in there and has experienced this live stream with me. Thank you to Nybird. Thank you to Ellen for joining us as impromptu, spontaneous guests, sharing their artwork. This has been really fun, exciting, weird, a little bit nervous making. But again, I'm reminded about how incredible our community is. The creative community that we've connected with through the studio space and since its closure online, how I feel, yeah, so very grateful that you're there and that you are willing to walk alongside us on this journey as we figure out who we are moving forward. I suppose that's all that any of us can do. So thank you for being there. Thank you for joining us. And again, until we can connect and create with one another in person, I look forward to connecting and creating with you right here online. We'll be back next Tuesday, interviewing another friend of the studio, Kingsley Swim, who has been a big supporter of the Living Room for a long time and now is doing amazing advocacy and arts, like social justice work out in Ottawa way. We hope you can tune in next Tuesday to be a part of that chat. And I'll keep you posted about when ByLB's chat, when Laura's chat is going to be rescheduled. And if you can, tomorrow, Wednesday, every Wednesday on Facebook from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., we have a virtual pop-up art hive where you can tune in and make art with me or do whatever you need to do as we chat with the community and learn about where people are at and how they're doing and just provide that creative support for one another. So again, thank you for being here. And Laura says, thank you so much for today, everyone. Sorry it wasn't what you expected, but I think it was great to see everyone, not just Laura. Thanks. Oh, thanks to me. No, thank you, Laura, for your patience and your kindness and your support and for kind of accidentally introducing a really cool new kind of live stream project that we will definitely revisit in the future. Look out for some show and tell live streams coming your way one day soon. All right, folks, that's all for today. Thank you for being amazing, and I will see you again soon. Take care out there, everyone, okay? Your voice matters. Bye. Here we go. I'm even having difficulty turning off the live stream. This is, it's just what it is. It's what it is, folks. Take care. Stay, keep laughing, keep creating, and we'll see you soon.